Her smile shines as bright as the stars at night. Her heart is as kind as can be. She has the patience of a saint, but if you push her, oh Lordy. A straight talker is smiley. She's the salt of the earth. Make no mistake, she matters. Catch Smiley's story on a live stream. Oh boy, that girl can matter. Go Smiley. She's Smiley, alright. She's Smiley. Make no mistake why she's here. She's Smiley, alright. She's Smiley. If you're guilty, she'll smell out your fear. Missing posters and stories of heartache and fear. She tells us all of the heartbreaking tears. She can sniff out the guilty from a mile away. If Smiley's on the case, then she's here to stay. She cares about these missing children. She cares deeply about them all. She speaks the truth with integrity. For the truth, she will seek it all. She's Smiley, alright. She's Smiley. Make no mistake why she's here. She's Smiley, alright. She's Smiley. If you're guilty, she'll smell out your fear. Smiley's questions are like a heat-seeking missile. She's going straight for the bullseye. Don't ever believe you can fool her. She's too wise, man, she won't comply. She values freedom like the 4th of July. She values respect even more. If you want to earn a place at Smiley's table, watch the clock, it takes time for sure. She's Smiley, alright. She's Smiley. Make no mistake why she's here. She's Smiley, alright. She's Smiley. If you're guilty, she'll smell out your fear. If you break her trust, you're done for. Trust don't grow back like grass. So don't give Smiley a reason to doubt you, or that friendship will shatter like glass. She's a damn good woman, that much we know. She puts in the hours to bring them kids home. If your child is missing, you want Smiley on the case. She is always willing and she gives so much grace. She's a Smiley, alright. She's a Smiley. Make no mistake why she's here. She's Smiley, alright. She's Smiley. If you're guilty, she'll smell out your fear.
Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Happy Saturday night. Hi, Millie. Welcome. Welcome in, everybody. Choo-chee. Hello, hello. Hi, Betsy. Thought I would do me a late night tonight. Hi, Retha Bell. Good to see you. Hi, Tam T. Hello. Gypsy. Let's see. Cecilia. Hello. Let's see. Rhonda. We got Rhonda here and Kathy. Let's see. Wait, what? Wait, what? Hello. Good to see you, Mamaw. Hello. Good to see everybody. It's stirring up a storm out there. Y'all might hear some thundering and lightning. Kathy, hello. Good to see you. Lena Kay, hello. Joanna Marie. We'll see. Sharon, hello. I'm seeing all my night people. There you are, Carol Loves Embroidery. Hello, hello, hello. Nice to see you all. Sherry Lynn, I think I'm down at the bottom now. Welcome in on this Saturday night. M. Blanc, how are y'all doing? Are y'all having a good Saturday? Did y'all have a good day? I hope everybody did. It's stirring up a good one out there, so y'all may hear the thunder and lightning. The thunder rolls and the lightning strikes. That lightning's going to strike somebody. These liars and their pants on fire. Hey, Lady for Justice, good to see you. I'm glad to see everybody. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for spending a little bit of time with me tonight. I was really debating on whether I was going to come on or not. I really been doing research all day and excuse me, and going over a few things, and I had I write my stuff down sometimes so I don't forget, and then I tore that one up, and then I'm like, okay, well, let me do another one. I thought, let me take a nap. And I'm like, no, I ain't gonna take no nap today. I'm gonna try to get my stuff together so I can go to bed at a decent hour tonight. And so anyway, I got a whole nother story together. So much in this case just breaks. And so I thought, well, let me spend time doing what I like to do. So I put a whole lot of shorts out, and then I made some up and put them together. And y'all see, I've been trying to get some information out without coming on live. And then, I mean, as I already heard it, I'm like, well, this has officially come out. I don't know how far behind I was, but y'all, a decent hour. Yeah, we don't know what that is, do we, Carol? But honey, I got all screwed up when I stayed up the other night. I stayed up I pulled an all-nighter the other night. Wait, what? Thank you, honey. Thank you. Wait, what? Woo! Thank you. I didn't mean to give y'all a earache or nothing. I should have gave y'all some warning. Thank you so much. Thank you. That all-nighter will buy me some more coffee, honey. Thank you. I'll get me some more. I've been drinking coffee like crazy. Thank you. Wait, what? Love you. Thank you for all you do, honey. Thank you. But a couple. Okay, so first of all, let me play this for you. Okay, I'm gonna play the. I hope I get this one right. God, my eyes don't work when it gets this dark, or not dark, but anyway, just don't pay no attention to me. Just let's see if we can get this right. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Let me see. Hold on a minute. I think this is it. Hold on. Nope. All right. It goes backwards. All right. Hold on. I think that's it. Hold on. Yeah, I think. Okay. No. Shit. Shoot. This might. Yeah, I think this is it. Okay. Hold on. We're going to play this one. Let me go back a little bit.
Search continues for 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro, who has been missing for more than a week now. His parents, Rebecca and Jake Haro, were arrested yesterday at their home in Cabazon. The couple had claimed their baby was kidnapped in Yucaipa, but detectives say their story quickly fell apart. Emmanuel is now believed to be dead. A community vigil was held last night. The couple is due in court next week. They're also at the center of other reports of abuse. Riverside County sheriffs say they responded to a call of child abuse in Moreno Valley on Thursday in relation to the Haros. We're looking into this, and we'll bring you updates as they come in.
Okay. Now more abuse.
Virtual try-on.
Hold on. Shoot. Just bear with me a minute. Y'all, it's late. I can't function. Hold on a minute. Let's see. I can't see her. Okay. Did y'all hear that? Or have you heard it? Hey, Matthew. Matthew Silly AF. Love you, Matthew. So, more charges of abuse was, we had already heard Thursday that, Jesus, that CPS come out with the cop. I think it was Thursday. Look, my days are running together. Okay, whatever day it was, Dolly got there, and I know that I was watching, and y'all were watching to see if Dolly made it there. I don't think he had got there yet. Anyway, the point was there was word that the cops went out there for CPS or with CPS. Okay, look, my brain is running together. Nobody's flirting with you. You are fired, Matthew. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm glad to see you in here. You ain't on your channel being silly tonight? Honey, you ain't being silly. Just saying. Just saying. Yes. So at that point, nobody had answered the door. So it doesn't matter because they're in jail. So I don't know. We already know that they, I guess, served them because the day before they got arrested, they were down there and talking to CPS and all that. The bottom line is it don't matter. They're in jail now. They'll get all the things served to them if they don't get more charges. Who knows what they're going to get at this point? But it's just crazy, right? But what I come on here for and decided to derail my own self and what I was going to talk about that I worked on all day. And if I come on tomorrow, I'll be way behind and y'all probably already know all the things. I wanted to tell you to just remember what I told you. I got to remind you, okay? A few lives back before they got arrested. Now, I don't know that I'm 100% correct on all this. But again, today I was told, and I told you in today's live, I could say whatever I wanted. But some things I don't because I'm not a big creator and I don't consider myself like that. And I'm just, some things I feel uncomfortable saying or doing, but especially when it comes to stuff like this. But if you'll remember a couple of days back before they got arrested, now getting serious, and again, I'm not law enforcement, and I do take information and I do have sources and I do listen. I am a good listener, better than I am a talker sometimes. But if y'all were listening, you would have heard me say a couple of lives back two things. First of all, I told you there was, I thought, and was told there was an underage person that I believed to be a family member that was talking. I'll get there in a minute. I just want to put that out so I don't hum-haul around because I'll tell y'all the whole freaking story if I do that. Anyway. So I want you to remember that and keep it in mind. Then I told you when Dolly went down the street, you remember that, Carol. Thank you, and thank you for hitting the thumbs up. I told you when Dolly went down the street and I seen the liquor store, I was like, oh, dang, that puts a lot in perspective for me. I said, I don't know, and I don't want to accuse nobody, but for me and for what I heard, that made a lot of sense to me. I know it probably don't, y'all, and it probably still don't. You're like, Smiley, quit going in circles. I'm not trying to. It'll all come together in a minute, I hope. I saw the liquor store and I was like, I don't really want to say Jake is a drunk or he drinks or he this or he that, because we don't know. And I even put out some little things, fact, rumors, I don't know, but it would make it real easy for Jake to get down to that liquor store if he wanted to. So if any of you remember that, if you don't, just go back and watch it. Because there's a liquor store right there on the corner or down the street or wherever it was. Dolly showed it to us, right? And thank God he did. Thank goodness for that. I appreciate that. But it was starting to make sense to me, even though I couldn't say some things. Let me just say this. For those coming in, my name is Smiley, okay? And again, I am not a cop. I'm just a person. I'm human, okay? And I care about these kids. And I wasn't there, okay? I don't chase clout. I chase missing cases for kids, for victims, and I care deeply about these victims. And sometimes I get a little bit passionate. Hey, Eva, Sherry Lynn, everybody coming in. What I do is I listen. I try to connect dots. And if I can, I ask questions just like everybody else. I'm here because Emmanuel matters. He didn't matter to them, his parents, his mother that gave birth to him, his egg donor, whatever you want to call her. Sometimes somebody speaking your name matters more than anything. Those whispers, they definitely matter more than silence. But there was an underage witness. And again, I don't know if this had to do with CPS. I'm just telling y'all. I'm telling y'all what I knew a few days ago and what I know now. Because now they're connected to another CPS child abuse case, okay? So I don't know if it has to do with the 2-year-old that they had that was removed, I think the day after, if I'm not getting the time wrong, that she gave this fake story. It was after that this was filed, and I don't know if the 2-year-old said something or we're talking about a 16 or 17-year-old. I'm just telling you now and putting out what I know that I didn't feel like I could say then. We'll see. We'll end up seeing, right? Hey, show poodles. But this underage witness, and I don't know if this is what happened. So take it however you want to take it. It don't matter to me. But this witness story was something like this. There may have been a family member that was talking that was 16 or 17 years old, that in the house over a month ago, actually, and this may have been why, if you'll remember me telling you that they rolled the video cameras back or got the footage, what they could pull. I think they wanted it further back, because I was being told by a source it went back further than the 28th. Not what they got, but what they only could pull back to the 28th. So nobody really knows when Emmanuel was saw, okay? Let me put it like that. But this family member, allegedly family member underage, was talking, okay? I don't know if they told their parents or they're enough of age that they, anyway, their talk was talking. There was this party. I won't go as far as to say when or what type of party, but anyway, and I don't know how many people was there. I don't know. And there was some drinking going on. I'll just say by Jake. You see where the drinking comes in. You see where Smiley got the liquor store. You see that because that's what I was told before that. And then Jake was drunk, allegedly. Then there was this fight in the laundry room. Okay, so here we go. Again, I think I told y'all something in one of my lives about the window being broke out. I questioned that window. I said, I don't know if that is the laundry room or not. I still don't. Maybe it's not. Again, I'm just telling y'all the information, okay? Maybe that's why they didn't board it up, because it's a laundry room and they didn't give a damn. Just saying. Okay. So what this person allegedly told was Rebecca had the baby in her hands. They got in a fight and he punched her out, allegedly. She fell towards the dryer. I don't know if the baby fell out of her arms or not. I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know what happened at that point. I was not there, and I'm not going to go as far as to say what. I know for a fact that the police found lots and lots of blood. I know that they bought a saw. I know that the dogs hit on a freezer. Could they have tried to keep the baby preserved until it was a better time? I don't know. I know I don't feel sorry for her, in my opinion, because she had every opportunity, in my opinion, abused, not abused, to get out of there. Now, listen to me. Don't get me wrong. Because anybody else I might feel sorry for if they're scared, if they can't get out, if they feel they can't get out. But you got to remember, Rebecca, it's been over a month. If she was, some people's going to say, well, she was scared because she had the 2-year-old. Okay, I got you. But I got something for that. The day after they took that 2-year-old out of her home, Rebecca stayed on her own recognizance. And Rebecca was seen out in public holding his hand. I got the photos. And Rebecca, her mother that was lollygagging around with her, could have at any time called a welfare check on her after the little girl was in a safe place. So in my opinion, they're all fucking crazy, and all of them should be in jail, including the grandma. I just shared somebody's video earlier where it's a kind of a different view of Rebecca at the Big Five that day, and grandma's in the background, if you'll listen, and she's going, when are they going to come, after she's being a little 2.0 Susan Smith, but it's a different view, and she's trying to blame it on the Spanish people, and she's like, the grandma's like, well, when are they going to bring the flyers out here? And she shuts up and she's like, I don't know. I also put out today where Rebecca filed charges on her ex-husband, the Sanchez guy. And I thought about that a long time before I put it out. First, I had to dig to find out who he was, because it really wasn't making sense. Because it went back a couple of years. And then I come across who he was, her ex-husband. And then it dawned on me, okay, well, let's put this out and let's put that out with it, etc. And I thought about it and I thought, well, sometimes people leave one relationship and then they go with the same kind of person. You get hooked. You might leave a drunk and you might hook up with the drunk, or you might get with the same type person, or you might not realize it. You might get that daddy. I don't know. You might get that kind of type of person. You just kind of are drawn, I guess is what I'm trying to say, to those type of people you leave. But then I thought about it. And I don't know where Joe Neal's at, but like he said, there's some trifling women out there. I ain't trying to diss none of you women, but I'm a woman, and there are some trifling women out there. So maybe she fouled on her ex-husband. If they could have gotten a spat, and she could have just did it to be doing it. She filed a bunch of times on him. Now, I don't know how many times she's been married. I hadn't dug that far as much as I've been in this case, but I also looked at the dates, and I'm like, well, damn. Her and this dude, Jake's been married 2 years. They got a 2-year-old. And I was talking to my friend about it, and my friend said, well, maybe she was going over being friends with Jake's sister, screwing him the whole time while she was married. I said, well, you got a good point there. And she is older than Jake. So there's just no excuse for none of this mess. So no, I don't feel sorry for her. There you go again, the age thing. She's older. She knew exactly what to do. Hey, Milky Way. She'd probably be abusing all them men. I'm just saying. But there's probably half-truth somewhere. He probably did dot that I. But she might have gave just as good as she got. I don't know. I was not there. Is it right for anybody, any man, to put their hands on a woman? No. Absolutely not. That is not what I'm saying. Hey, Tennessee Nana. Good to see you. Good to see everybody coming in. But this is starting to make sense. So what I want to know is, now they're tied up with another abuse case on a child. Another abuse case. So was this child or this teen trying to talk until decided after all this come out what happened? Did they go to their parent? Did they see or say something? We already had one ex-wife file a restraining order on Jake a couple of days ago as well. You know, and then did Jake and Rebecca go there? And if it was a family matter, did they try to put their hands on the kid, shut the kid up? And I say kid, it could be 16, 17 years old, but literally almost try to kill them. They've almost tried to kill every kid in that family. And one, they did, the police seems to think, succeed, right? And that was their own child. And their other own child, Promise, they almost took her by within an inch of her life. I can't get any more factual than that. I know it's disturbing. So if they did that to their own children, why would they not try to shut somebody else up? Do you think blood matters to them? Do you literally think blood matters to them? Jake's about to get deported. They're about to never see the light of day again. And Grandma's probably fixing to go right with them. I hear Sissy's house got searched today too. I don't know. We'll get into that tomorrow, I guess, because I don't feel like getting into it tonight, honestly. Who has a flyer that says missing kid? Well, when this fake stuff come out, Mohawk, I heard the attorney, him, y'all better call Saul. Don't ever call him. I'm just saying. I heard him tell Ashley Banfield, no, the police, whatever he was trying to debunk. He's such a liar, in my opinion. Facts, truth. The truth is the truth, Smiley always said. Listen, he tried to tell Ashley Banfield, you got the wrong flyer. How are they supposed to do this when they took their phone? Let me tell you something. Them phones was disconnected. It had their numbers on it. They sound like somebody else we know didn't want somebody even calling the police, right? And then they disconnected their phones. Really? People need to wake up. Wake up, little Susie, wake up. So this story does sound believable to me. Half truth, whole lie. I don't know. Did Jake knock her down? Did she help? I don't know. God only knows what. Hell, did they even try to wash the baby? Who freaking knows? Who freaking knows? She said some random man popped her in the parking lot. And that she didn't see nothing but white. Who wears white all the time? Hell, they was arrested in white. He had on white every time we saw him, except when he was downtown. And then they changed up. She had on white and he had on black, but he had on white under coming out of the black. Is that the first thing that popped in mind? She's talking about she fell on the floor. When she was talking about the concrete, was she really talking about the laundry floor? They always say there's a little bit of truth in every lie. I'm not saying it did. I'm telling you what I tried to tell y'all in so many words a few days ago. So I don't know. We have to see. I don't know if it's a fact. But I'm saying when these whispers keep lining up and then the news starts popping out with stuff, well, I don't know. I guess we all had to put the pieces together. We can't ignore it. Maybe even the police needs to hear it. And if it's not true, maybe they need to go around and figure out what we're saying and who these people are. Now they're tied to another child abuse case. Who is that child? Is it the 2-year-old? Or is it a niece? Or is it a nephew? Or is it his older child? Who's telling the truth? Who knew? And who was going against them? Their blood? Just some kid that was there at a party? Why was they trying to shut the child up? These are evil monsters. I wasn't there. I don't know what happened. Rebecca, especially, like I said, after they took her 2-year-old, she could have got to safety. She didn't want to. She chose her man. Hey, did we even see any tears drop after they took her 2-year-old? God, I would have been devastated if I didn't have my 7-month-old baby and he had been missing, and then you're going to come and rip away my 2-year-old? What? And her and him just holding hands, walking. She was able to put herself together and present herself the day before arrest? What? They couldn't sleep because people's outside their house making too much noise? What you mean you can't sleep? That's right, one juror matters. I never seen nothing like this. She tried to blame it on Hispanics. You know, it's about like Susan Smith trying to blame it on a black man. Bitch, we got enough problems in this world without trying to blame it on different races. Really? People like that, they have no heart, no soul, and I hope neither of them get out ever. Ever. I want to show you another one. This is the most ridiculous story I've ever heard. And poor baby Emmanuel. This is a doctor right here, Dr. Grande. I don't know if you ever heard of him. I never heard of him until today.
Move to the timeline of the incident, then offer my analysis. Emmanuel Haro was born in early 2025 and lived in Cabazon, California. This is 89 miles east of Los Angeles. He lived with his parents, Rebecca Haro and Jake Mitchell Haro, in a house on Ramona Street, just 210 feet away from Interstate 10. Emmanuel's mother, Rebecca, is the sister of a killer named James Bushausen. On March 15, 2017, James shot his girlfriend, Jalen Amanda Keith, in the forehead and pretended that she must have done it to herself. This happened in an apartment they shared. Ultimately, James was convicted of murder and sentenced to 50 years to life in prison. Emmanuel's father, Jake, is a convicted felon. Jake used to be married to another woman named Vanessa Aniva. On October 13, 2018, their 10-week-old daughter was admitted to Hemet Valley Hospital. She had a fractured rib, fractured skull, brain hemorrhage, and swelling in her neck. In addition, she had 6 ribs and a leg bone with healing fractures. Jake blamed his wife Vanessa for harming their child. About 3 years later, on October 5, 2021, they were both arrested and charged with willful child cruelty. They pleaded guilty on June 8, 2023. Jake received 180 days in a work release program, while Vanessa received 120 days in that same program. Jake Haro learned his lesson and turned his life around. One thing was for certain: he would never be arrested again. In July 2024, Jake was arrested again and charged with felon in possession of a firearm and felon in possession of ammunition. He is scheduled to appear in court on September 2, 2025. Now moving to the timeline of the incident. On Thursday, August 14, 2025, at 7:47 p.m., Emmanuel's mother, Rebecca, called 911 and reported that somebody had taken 7-month-old Emmanuel. Here is what Rebecca told investigators. The Haro family was in Yucaipa for a child's football practice. The child was Rebecca's stepson. Yucaipa is 22 miles northwest of Cabazon, where the Haro family house is located. While at the football practice, Rebecca went to the Big 5 sporting goods store in Yucaipa to buy a mouthguard for her stepson. She smelled an unpleasant odor and realized that Emmanuel's diaper needed to be changed. She decided to do this outside of her pickup truck in the store parking lot. As she was changing Emmanuel's diaper, a stranger said the word hola, which is Spanish for hello. Before Rebecca could even turn around and look at the man, he knocked her unconscious. Rebecca said, quote, "I don't remember anything since. I woke up here on the floor, and I didn't see Emmanuel," unquote. When Rebecca uses the word floor, I believe she means the pavement next to her vehicle in the parking lot. As a result of this mysterious attack, Rebecca had a black eye. The police launched an investigation into the alleged kidnapping. They searched the area around the store, but they did not find any sign of Emmanuel. On the next day, Friday, August 15, Rebecca made a plea to the public while talking to the media, saying, quote, "If you know anything, please come forward or take him to the cops. Please come and bring my son back. I'm begging you," unquote. Her husband, Jake Haro, also made a statement. He said, quote, "Whoever took my son, please return him. We just want him back. We won't do anything to you. Just give us our son. Keep him safe, don't hurt him, and make sure you feed him and change him," unquote. On Saturday, August 16, the authorities said that they confronted Rebecca with inconsistencies in her story. At this point, Rebecca stopped cooperating. She declined to answer any other questions. Investigators said they were unable to rule out foul play in Emmanuel's disappearance. On the same day, according to an attorney for Jake Haro, Jake told investigators that Emmanuel may have been spotted at a gas station in Bakersfield. It does not appear as though anything came of that tip because the police in Bakersfield said they had not received a request to search for Emmanuel. On Sunday, August 17, the police searched the Haro family home. 2 days later, on Tuesday, August 19, they seized Jake's car. Rebecca and Jake surrendered their phones, 2 iPads, and 3 Xbox game consoles to the police. On the same day, at 6 p.m., an abandoned house on Ramona Street in Cabazon caught on fire. This house is 900 feet east of the Haro family house.
I don't think that
Several
was an
people were seen
accident.
leaving
I'm
the
sorry.
property as the fire started. The police said there is no connection between this fire and the disappearance of Emmanuel Haro. At some point during the investigation into what happened to Emmanuel, Riverside County Child Protective Services removed Jake's 2-year-old child from the Haro family house. At the time I'm making this video, the investigation into Emmanuel's disappearance continues. It appears as though the police know more than they have revealed. Now moving to my analysis. It is not surprising that many people suspect Jake and Rebecca Haro had something to do
I do
with
too,
Emmanuel's
not crazy.
disappearance. Jake's attorney has offered his opinion that the couple had nothing to do with the disappearance and has insisted that the Haro family is still cooperating with investigators. There are really only 2 theories here. Theory number 1 is that a mysterious man kidnapped Emmanuel, just like Rebecca said. Theory number 2 is that Jake and Rebecca caused Emmanuel to go missing. They murdered him, disposed of his body, and fabricated a story to escape responsibility. Another version of this theory is that only one of them killed Emmanuel. If Jake did it, then Rebecca made up the kidnapping to cover for her husband. If Rebecca did it, then Jake could be completely innocent because he's not the one who offered the story about the abduction. Maybe he's a victim too. If one theory is true, then the other theory is false. With this in mind, let's take a look at the evidence, both for and against the idea that theory number 1 is true. Emmanuel was abducted. I will start with the factors that support this theory. Rebecca told investigators that while she was in the store parking lot tending to a diaper change situation, a strange man took Emmanuel. That's pretty much it for the factors supporting this theory. Now moving to the factors that contradict the theory that Emmanuel was abducted. Rebecca's story about a mysterious perpetrator kidnapping Emmanuel is difficult to believe. Based on this story, there is this male perpetrator who just happens to be in the store parking lot at the same time as Rebecca. She is focused on changing a diaper. Interestingly, she chooses to do this outside her pickup truck, not in the truck, not in a restroom in a nearby business, but in plain view of people walking around. Rebecca was extremely focused on the task at hand, so much so that a man nearby thought to himself, this would be a great time to perpetrate a kidnapping.
Hello.
I had other plans
Yeah.
today,
Hola.
but it's important to be flexible. The man has this tremendous advantage over Rebecca because she is not expecting the kidnapping. He sneaks up behind her. She doesn't hear a thing. But for some reason, the perpetrator gives away his tactical advantage by saying, hola. I guess he was thinking, well, I may be perpetrating a kidnapping and everything, but not providing a greeting is simply uncalled for. There's no sense in being rude. It's also possible that saying hola was part of a brand building effort. He wanted to be known as the cryptic Spanish greeting kidnapper, or maybe the hola bandit. This perpetrator may have been inspired by the wet bandits from the movie Home Alone. After alerting Rebecca to his presence, unnecessarily, he knocks her out instantly. In this process, he gives her a black eye, which suggests that she was facing him, but Rebecca did not see him, according to her story. With Rebecca now unconscious, the perpetrator took Emmanuel and disappeared without a trace. According to the police, there were inconsistencies in Rebecca's story, although they never specified what those inconsistencies were. Jake Haro has a criminal history that involves causing harm to an infant. This happened just 7 years before Emmanuel disappeared. The damage he caused to his daughter was heinous. It was a very serious crime. About a year before Emmanuel's disappearance, Jake was allegedly caught with a firearm, even though he was a felon and not allowed to possess a firearm. This is consistent with a person who does not want to follow the rules. When considering all the evidence available in this case so far, do I believe that theory number 1, Emmanuel was abducted, is true? In my opinion, no. I believe that theory number 2 is a better fit to the evidence. The most probable explanation is that Jake and/or Rebecca caused Emmanuel to disappear. Again, this is just a theory. I don't know what happened. Hopefully the authorities will get to the bottom of this mystery very soon. Now moving to my final thoughts. One thing I found interesting with this case is how Rebecca and Jake spoke to the media right after Emmanuel went missing. Typically, when a couple appeals to the public for the return of a loved one, their emotional display is uneven. One parent may break down in tears, while the other one remains composed enough to talk. When Rebecca and Jake made their plea for Emmanuel's safe return, they appeared to be crying in unison. It was like synchronized sorrow. It's not clear if they were really crying or pretending to cry, but it seemed forced either way. There's this sense they were acting in a way they thought grief was supposed to look like. They were laying it on a bit thick. It was mechanical. They wanted people to believe they were upset that Emmanuel was missing. This is not really evidence that can be used to promote one theory over another, but it is curious. The couple would have been better off not making any statement. I doubt there have been too many missing children returned specifically because parents appeal to the public. Like there are people out there who say to themselves, well, I have some information about this missing child. I was going to keep it to myself, but then I saw those parents crying on TV and I was like, all right, give me the phone. Time to call this in. If Rebecca and Jake end up being implicated in the disappearance of their son, Emmanuel, every second they spent in front of a camera will be used against them in a court of law. Those are my thoughts on the case of Emmanuel Haro. Thank you so much.
So go sub up to Dr. Grande. And I was just thinking they probably thought, yeah, it's time to turn this in. You know, the little girl wasn't going to school yet. It's not like we try to figure out in other cases, well, maybe they'll go to school and somebody will talk and say something. It's not like Jake and them had a job. But maybe they're running out of their fraud workman's comp. And maybe they thought that the whole world would rally around them and give them all kinds of things, you know, and I don't know, man. I don't know. It pisses me off, you know. It pisses me off. I just wonder how many more scams they would have tried to pull, how many more hoaxes, you know. Maybe they thought they would hit the jackpot with this one, this little baby missing, and what they've already done. And they've had so much tragedy in their family. I mean, this is disgusting. It's all too much. Hold on, we're gonna watch this. I pulled.
The Haro case darkens with a chilling twist. A 7-month-old baby, believed murdered in his Cabazon home, now linked to another death. Jake Haro's brother, Hector, dead in the same house in 2021. Bloodstains, erased traces, and a TikToker's leads expose a house of horrors. Welcome to Untold Crimes and Affairs, where we unearth the darkest truths. Tonight, a clip unravels a deadly pattern. On August 14, 2025, Rebecca Haro claimed Emmanuel, her 7-month-old, was kidnapped from a UCAPA Big 5 parking lot. 21 pounds, cross-eyed, in a black Nike onesie. Police exposed the hoax, finding blood-soaked carpets in the Haro home, believed to be Emmanuel's. On August 22, Jake and Rebecca were arrested for murder. Emmanuel presumed dead, his body missing.
See, he's always got on white. No, they didn't let them put their shoes on. They don't give a damn about that.
But a darker secret looms. Jake's brother, Hector Haro, died in the same home on May 6, 2021, under a cloud of suspicion. SF Investigates, a private investigator, dug up Riverside County Sheriff's call logs, revealing a death reported at 508 Ramona Street, the Haro home, on May 6, 2021. Hector Haro, Jake's brother, was found dead, cause unconfirmed, with whispers of overdose or self-harm. Jake and Rebecca were investigated, but no charges stuck. Jake launched a GoFundMe, raising $4,755 for Hector's funeral, claiming, "Our hearts are broken." Was it grief or a cover-up?
Hey, do y'all know that GoFundMe is still up? And I don't know if it's a different one. I looked at it tonight. There's one still up for over $11,000 now. So I don't know if they have two different ones or that's a different one, but I just seen it and it's up over $11,000. I just wanted to say that. And by the way, I told y'all they were investigating both of them and nothing came out of it. So there you go, because the cause was unconfirmed. He just said it. So it was a suspected overdose, but yes, they were looking at both of them. I told y'all that. Y'all gonna learn to listen to Smiley.
Rumors swirl. Did Hector overdose, take his own life, or was it foul play? Databases show Hector lived in Beaumont, not Cabazon. Why was he at Jake's home? 2 deaths in one house scream a pattern. The Haro home is a tomb. For Emmanuel, forensic teams found substantial blood splattered on carpets, pointing to murder, not accident.
Come on here to waste
All
my
baby
time.
clothes and photos were erased,
Telling you.
a calculated cover-up. For Hector, no blood evidence is confirmed, but the same home raises questions. Was there unreported blood or hidden traces? Online chatter suggests Jake told authorities Hector's death was an OD, but no autopsy is public. A commenter on our channel said the family planned it together. Did they? Another death in the same home isn't coincidence. It's chilling.
Police continue to search for the body of 9-month-old Emmanuel Haro tonight. Sources tell News Nation that police believe the father killed the baby, and they say it happened inside the home. Sources tell us a substantial amount of blood was found on the carpet inside.
TikToker Ahmed Belozo, relentless in Yucaipa, uncovered a lead at Sanctuary Church that sparked police action. Let's see his footage.
Ahmed Belloso, we have made it to Yucaipa, California, a new lead where Rebecca and Jake Haro were seen here at the Sanctuary Church in Yucaipa, California. And it was midnight. My constituent and source was driving with his family. He said he observed Rebecca and Jake Haro driving up and down 5th Street in Yucaipa on the 12th at midnight, okay? You see Rebecca pushing a black stroller here to the back of the property. You can see just how vast this property is here on the Tira. Rebecca was seen pushing a black stroller through the property here, and you can see there's rocks there. There's a whole layout on the Tira. There's containers over there, homie. There's a tree line here as well. And then you can see this property is very, very vast on the Tira. And so the question remains, what was Rebecca and Jake Haro doing here at midnight with a black stroller on this property? And so if we get closer, you can see police should really take a look at this portion of the Tira, homie. Wow. Just wow.
Ahmed's tip suggests the church as a possible disposal site for Emmanuel's body. Deputies swarmed after his report. Next, Ahmed spots evidence.
There is a hole in the fence here. There is a sewer drainage here. I mean, it's just a vast, there's a box. Oh, thank goodness. It's literally enough for you fine folks to get a cadaver team out here in Yucaipa, homie. I really hope this information helps here on 5th Street and Yucaipa Boulevard at the Sanctuary Church, homie. There is a drain here. You can see that there is, in fact, a drain here on the Tira. Now you see here on this portion of the drain, there is fresh dirt here. There's another small pile here. Doesn't look like it would be anything, no. If police wanted to come out here and look, this would be a very, very good place to start. Sheriff's deputies have now entered the chat. Ahmed Belloso, you can see them here. They are going, baby, bring the flashlight. You guys come over here. You can see here now, San Bernardino County Sheriff's deputies have now entered the chat here. We don't know if it could be possibly an animal, or we don't know. And so thank goodness that the sheriff's deputies have now entered the chat here to try to figure out if we can, in fact, get some answers. On the tira. How you doing? I'm gonna follow the deputies here. Do you mind if I walk with you, deputy or sergeant? Okay, so. Okay, that's fine. It's right. It should be right there by the 5th post. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It would be a small hole in the ground. There should be a little makeshift cross. More to the right. There's a hole there.
Ahmed's footage led deputies to a hole and makeshift cross at the church. Could Emmanuel's body be hidden there? Ahmed's leads keep the case alive. A Cabazon vigil shows the community's pain. Parents demand answers, believing Jake killed Emmanuel, Rebecca aiding the hoax. Hector's death fuels suspicion. A commenter said, "You can't hide blood." Was Hector's case swept under the rug? No relatives saw Emmanuel recently, maybe since August 3. The grandmother's tearful pleas hint at hidden knowledge. 2 deaths, 1 address, 508 Ramona Street. Did Jake and Rebecca cover up both?
A vigil for baby Emmanuel drew dozens in Cabazon, many relieved by his parents' arrest and in anguish over the 7-month-old's whereabouts.
We just wanted to get together and kind of just show them that we are here for baby Emmanuel. He deserved the justice, and I'm really hoping that he's found alive.
Investigators unfortunately do not believe Emmanuel is alive. The baby's
Brandy
parents,
said
Jake and
that he
Rebecca
hadn't had
Haro,
a
were
shot.
arrested Friday morning on suspicion of
But
murder.
we wouldn't
I
know
feel
that
like
because
it
that's
gives me
if the police
more
would know.
questions. Because, like, how, as a parent, like, even just as a person, can you do it to an innocent child?
The arrest comes 8 days after the Haros reported Emmanuel missing, claiming he was kidnapped outside a Big Five store in Yucaipa. The San Bernardino Sheriff's Department says Jake and Rebecca later stopped cooperating with investigators. The story has struck a chord with many parents in the Inland Empire.
And our youngest being 4 months, so I mean, it kind of hits home for us because, you know, I mean, we have kids ourselves.
All hoping for some answers and justice for baby Emmanuel.
Hopefully, we'll find the baby. That's what we want.
We want to know what happened to Emmanuel.
Emmanuel and Hector, dead in the same home. Bloodstains and erased traces scream murder for Emmanuel. Does Hector's death follow suit? Should authorities reopen his case? The Sanctuary Church lead could crack this horror wide open. Call the San Bernardino Sheriffs at 909-387-8313 or WeTip at 1-800-78-CRIME. This is Untold Crimes and Affairs.
So I don't know if he has a birth certificate. I don't know if he was born at home or not. Even if he was born at home, he should have a birth certificate. But who knew he had a baby? There's a relative that come out. I posted. Listen, I want to tell y'all, even my mods, everybody, I post everything all day long. If I'm not on here, I share, I post, I put all kinds of crap. So much stuff, it pushes all my other stuff out. And sometimes I'll in a month or so have to go back and repost things. I post every day, all day. Anything you want to know is on my community post or in shorts or on video. You just got to go look. Got to take the time to go look. Not being ugly, not being mean, just telling you. It's there every day, all day. And you just go look. That's all. You know, go look, put a thumbs up, help get it out in the algorithm. Just do it. I mean, any information you want to know is there, because I'm getting a lot of questions from everybody, and it's stuff I've already posted or put out. It's there. I don't think there's nothing that I should have to go look for because I've been going day and night on this case. It's there. And if I haven't found it or my mods haven't found it, I guarantee you I have shared it from another creator or another news station because everybody and every creator, there's not a one that has not covered this case or is covering this case. All news media, everybody on X, everybody on TikTok, Facebook, and I take the time because I know y'all don't, a lot of people don't have that. They're not on TikTok. They're not on Twitter. So I take my time to try to get it on all of those apps or to go get it and put it on my community post. Just FYI. Just telling you. I want to play, the last one I want to play is Pascal. His is not long, but when he found this out, they were involved in another case. I could not help. I was only going to play this one, but I ended up getting the other two, and I'm like, I'm going to save the best I thought for last, to be honest with you. He ain't happy about this. I can just tell you. None of us are, but let's watch him. Let me go ahead and pull his credit up. Y'all go sub up to him. He's been doing a lot of good shorts and stuff too, and a lot of people's been sharing his stuff. He's really back out in the algorithm too. It gets you out when people shares, and it's free. So sub up to him. Thumbs up. Don't cost a dime. This baby still needs to be found regardless, okay?
To what? Another one? What?
You are now rocking with that dude Pascal.
What's up? Jake and Rebecca have been busy. Let me just say that really quick. There's some information here that I'm still trying to wrap my mind around, and they're not giving us a whole lot of information, but I still wanted to give you guys the information no matter what, because like I said, they've been busy, and they've been busy doing the devil's work. Let me say that again, okay? They've been busy doing the mother-loving devil's work. Let me explain something real quick, okay? They've been out here. We've been known, okay? We've been known that they have been doing all kinds of crazy stuff. We already knew about Jake from State Farm. We already knew how this guy is. We already knew how diabolical he is, and he rules with a very violent fist, okay, for lack of a better term. We already knew about that. And we thought it would just stop, or we would just hear about Emmanuel and they, the police out there trying to find him, and they're all locked up for that. But there's been new information now that is just blowing my mind. Now, this could be in connection to some other things, which we are going to talk about here in just a little bit. The possibilities, because they're not giving us much information here, but they are giving us enough to know that these guys, both of them, okay, both have been busy doing the devil's work. All right. So deputies are saying that they are at the center. Both Rebecca and Jake Haro are at the center of reports of CA, child A, guys. All right. This is not a drill. This is not a joke. Separate to what we've already learned about, let's just say, Promise. Okay. They're the 10-week-old girl. And of course, Emmanuel. We are now hearing that they are connected to a whole other case. What is going on here? And this happened really soon. This happened really recent, guys. As recent as this past Thursday. The day before they got arrested. Yeah. Just so you know. So here, let's take a look at this. So I said, I'll repeat it again, just so you guys know. Deputies say that the Haros are also at the center of other reports of A. Okay? Riverside County Sheriff's deputies say they responded to a call of child A at a home at the 23,000 block of Cottonwood Avenue in Moreno Valley on Thursday afternoon. This past Thursday. Let me repeat that again. This past Thursday. So what the hell is going on here? We're going to talk about it here in a second, but you know for a fact, your boy got questions, and I wish I had all the answers right now, okay? They confirmed the investigation is related to the Haros. Deputies said that the investigation into the alleged A is ongoing. No further details were released. So let's talk about this. What's really going on here? Could it be connected to what's going on with the fact that their daughter, their 2-year-old daughter, was taken from them? Thank God that baby was taken from them before they did anything worse to that little girl. But it does make you wonder, was maybe the baby, maybe the 2-year-old getting checked up by doctors and realized that she was also subjected to some sort of attacks, for lack of a better term? Did she started talking? I mean, 2-year-olds do talk, okay? They can still say certain things, right? To convey that they were in trouble or that they were terrified or something of that sort. So again, it does make you wonder, does this have to do with the 2-year-old, or does this have to do with Isabel's son, Eli, the oldest son? Maybe that. You got to remember also, it's so hard to keep track, but Jake has other children as well. He has other children. He sired a bunch of kids. And, Rebecca has her own fair share of kids as well. They have a very blended family. So it does make you wonder, what is actually going on here? You see what I'm saying? What is actually popping off here? And why would this child, or why would there be reports of another CA somewhere else?
You got to,
like I said, this is wild. And this shows to you that they were busy, y'all. This report happened Thursday afternoon, the afternoon before they actually got arrested. So what actually happened? They responded to a call of CA at the home in the 23,000 block of Cottonwood Avenue in Moreno Valley on Thursday afternoon. What happened? They responded to a call, y'all. They responded to a call.
Do we know how
so
old
something happened? And maybe I'm reading it wrong. You guys correct me in the comments down below. But the way I'm breaking it down is that one of them, if not both of them, put their hands on somebody, possibly that afternoon, and maybe kicked rocks, ran away, or something. Or they realized someone was hurt. They said it out loud. That kid said it out loud, and they called 5-0, and 5-0 pulled up to the actual house, responding to that call. Because one of the kids finally said, yeah, they both put their hands on me, and I don't like it. Or they saw some markings on some kid. I'm just saying, the possibilities on this situation are endless. But again, I got to ask you guys, because this is crazy. This is why I get heated, because we're starting to learn that these two, they're both terrible people. We already knew that, but this is bad. And they were busy out here, y'all. They were busy.
It could have been.
This is not how you raise your kids, y'all. It's not. This is insane, okay? But I did want to share this with you guys. Of course, let me know your thoughts. What are your theories? Okay, is it the 2-year-old speaking out? It was the 2-year-old found with markings on her body. I mean, let's not forget, the 10-week-old baby girl, little precious promise, right? Now she's in really bad shape, okay? He took that girl's life. But they found, when they took her finally to the hospital, they found healing and fresh markings, if you get what I'm saying, on that little, all right? Could it be a situation where one of the kids, if not some of them, were examined, or they say a call of a child, right? Did one of them get examined and they realized that that kid was also in dire straits as well? I don't know. I'm leaning towards the possibility of it being the 2-year-old, but I leave that question up to you guys as well. Again, that kid got lucky, unfortunately, in such an unfortunate way. She got very, very lucky. But again, man, I just can't believe this. Again, baby Emmanuel's still nowhere to be found, y'all. They're still looking, but we'll find out more information. This is just insane. This is just insane. Comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are. Obviously, we already have been eating this insane sundae. You know what I mean? This is just adding some sprinkles, some very WTF sprinkles on top of this very insane sundae that we've been eating. Okay? So these are just the WTF.
Yeah, just watch the rest of it. I don't think it was very much more. Let's see. Lisa, why did he need another mouth? I don't know, because I think those things usually do last a pretty good while, but I think that was just an excuse, honestly. I think that was an excuse just to go to the store, because to act like she was going to get one. I think they already had it pre-planned and premeditated. That's just my thoughts, because it had to be premeditated for the story to fit. And that's just my opinion. Maybe that the mom of that kid didn't even realize that, or maybe Jake just offered or something and said, hey, I'm just going to give him get him a new mouth guard or something. Why would he need that right before the game was over anyway? That's just my thoughts and my opinions. I don't really know. Who knows? I just think that was a made up lie, and I don't think that the mother of the child had anything to do with that. Yeah, it was only 15 minutes. I mean, and it took her longer to get there than what Dawn took me on the ride and showed me from the ballpark to there anyway. So I think it was all a lie, in my opinion. I think they just had it made up, honestly. That's what I think. I think it was all crazy. I think this whole case is going to get, they get, the best part is they got them. They got them. And I think they got them dead to right. I don't think they're going to get out anytime soon. I don't know if they'll ever see the light of day again. People saying, well, California, I heard somebody the other day say California don't have the death penalty. Well, some of y'all may be from California and you may think that, but guess what? They do have the death penalty. The problem is they've halted unaliving people right now. While, I don't want to make this political, until Dumbuck gets out of there, and the longest he can still be in there is 2027. I don't know. I don't keep up with him. But I'm just saying. If they give him the death sentence, they can still get it. He is illegal. He was also moved today. All that's on my All that's on my community post. I think that one was shared twice today also. Just FYI. So why did they move him? What is court? Tuesday? 26th, I believe. One of them has court on the 26th, and I think one of them has court on the 28th, unless they changed that and they both have it the same day. But anyway, 26 is the first court date. So I think that's his. Why did they feel the need to move him? I had all that set up to go on, and I'll probably do all that tomorrow until I changed my mind and decided to do this. But my point is, I will touch on it. Well, he's already in protective custody, Lisa. So what was the point to move him? Protective custody's protective custody, honey. It don't matter what jail you're in. So, you know, I'll get into it tomorrow. I was looking a little bit up on that prison. I mean, not all the time, but it did mention ICE. So are they getting him closer to deport his ass out? I guess that's what I'm getting at. Let me just stop hawing around about that. But I'd have to get all into that tomorrow. You know, could that have a lot to do with it? I don't know. I don't know how it works to get all deported and crap. How about that? Oh, Justin, thank you. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Thank you, Justin. My friend. I love you, Justin. I know, boy, y'all go sub up to Clutch Some Pearls. I am telling you what, I don't know how Justin does what he does, honey. I really don't. And I have a lot, I already have respect for Justin. I already have so much respect, but that mother chicken. Thank you, Justin, for that, for being a member for 6 months. I know you've been putting up with me a lot longer than that, hunty. Thank you. But I am telling you what, I have so much respect for you, but I'm telling you, as a creator, honey, and I told you that on the phone the other day after doing this, and I don't look at myself as a creator, but you know, you want to do things right, and you want to try to, when it's something like this and it's booming all the time, you want to stay on it, and you want to get things out, and you want to try to, you know, do the best you can, no matter who you are, and you know, no matter what experience you have or you don't have. At least I do. And I was talking to Justin. I hadn't talked to him in a while because it's been so busy. I hadn't even got a chance to go much in his chat. And I just told him, I said, man, I don't know how you do this, but I appreciate him. I see him in a whole different light, and y'all go sub up to him, watch him, same thing, watch him, man. I appreciate him. People don't understand. They don't get it. But thank you, Justin. I don't think he knows how much he's appreciated, but it means a lot. It means a lot when you got people doing doing things that they're supposed to do, and really. And I hadn't got to pay attention to. I paid attention to everybody people hadn't even got to, and I've subbed up to a lot of new people that's doing this case, and people out there all over the place is doing a phenomenal job. So a lot of these, a lot of people, I don't really, a lot of the stuff, I don't want to get into all that. Don't really come down my thing anymore. But, unless it's talking about this and stuff, which is good. I mean, that's good. But we all should help each other and just be out for these victims. That's all. That's all. That's all that matters. And, but it's hard. It's not easy. None of this is easy. Hey, Alicia. Hello. Wait a minute. What'd you say? Hold on a minute. Let's see. I don't think Jake is gang affiliated, though. I think that whole family is. Yes, exactly. The whole family. I mean, I think that whole family, literally on both sides, is very wicked. I don't know, but they're just soulless and they're wicked. And if you go back and you look at the funeral tape and everything, it's just they're wicked. They're just something ain't right about all of them, in my opinion. But that's just me. But we don't stop asking these hard questions. We don't stop sharing. We don't stop talking about, these victims, and we don't stop talking about Emmanuel. We're not going to stop. We're going to follow this through the trial. Things, I think, will pop off Tuesday. I expect, of course, he's got a bozo attorney. I don't know about her, but we'll see. But I expect, I know some saying that he's talking and all that. Maybe he is. But it's just like we saw with the Devil's Den, even though he admitted it. Listen, when you go in, and anybody with any sense, whether you have an attorney or not, when you go in, whether you confess or not, even if it's in writing or not, the first thing you're going to do is plead not guilty. Anybody would be surprised if you plead guilty. So the biggest surprise will be if somebody pleads guilty. That's going to be the biggest surprise, to be honest. So they'll go in, they'll plead not guilty. That's what I look for. And then they'll set another court date. And, and then we'll see. The best thing that could happen would be if they can find little Emmanuel. And Lord, I was just fixing to say Jake. Good Lord, have mercy. I was thinking of Jake from State Farm, not Jake the dad. I was thinking about the commercial. I don't know what in the world. Now y'all done got me on Jake from State Farm. Jesus. I hope I don't go to bed dreaming about Jake from State Farm. Remember Jake with no pants from State Farm? Good God. Lord have mercy. Jake almost come out in no pants, didn't he? In them whiteys. Oh my God. Lord have mercy, y'all. I'm going to bed. I said I was going to bed at a decent hour tonight. We'll have to show some Jake from State Farm commercials now. Jesus, I'm hallucinating, and I ain't even on nothing. I'm just hallucinating from no sleep. Jesus. I ain't watching Pascal no more. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Oh my God. I love y'all. Thank you. Thank you to all my mods. Thank you, Justin. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Millie, Not Crazy. Anybody that was in here. I hope I didn't miss anybody. I know Janice is snoring probably. I hadn't seen her tonight. I know Not Crazy or Not Crazy. Oh, shit. See, Lady Q had a emergency. She told me earlier today, so pray for her and her family. And Wait What? Let's see. I seen Wait What in here earlier. I think, unless that was on the other one. I don't know. But thank everybody. Thank you, subs. Anybody who's emailed. Everybody. Just thank you for your time. I love you all. Thank you. Hit that thumbs up. Let's just, Millie. Good thing you said something. Did I forget you, Lord have mercy? Can't forget Millie. She's a top mom. Go to bed, everybody. Get some sleep. Stop it. Seriously. I love y'all. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Y'all have a good night. All right. Thank you. And y'all have a good night. Love you. Bye.